It's Speed Week's time for the NIRA. For the MacTools Cup Series, it's All-Star Clash time down at New Smyrna Speedway, a short drive from the Daytona International Speedway. This crazy 0.6 mile short track sure to provide a lot of action and some fun here under the lights. We have Mark Sylas on the pole, Casey Nanako alongside him. It should be a fun one. Welcome into the booth. I am Josh Williamson alongside Shane Wentzloff, who's kind enough to join me. Shane, welcome in.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's going to be a great race today. Some short track action here. New Smyrna Speedway. The venue always provides a great show. I'm really excited for this one tonight.
Now, predominantly, we will see drivers using the bottom, but do you reckon that we will see some drivers utilizing the top side, as this track does sometimes have a top groove?
This is a bottom preferred lane track, but if you have a car that's good enough, and you can make that outside work, then go for it. You know, you're going to have more momentum with the banking here coming onto the straightaways, so you might see a few drivers use it as far as strategy to get around somebody, but don't really think a lot of people will be using it often.
Absolutely. Do you reckon anyone starting in the back would have a chance to get up to the front, or do you think it's going to be with the front guys just battling for the win?
It's kind of tough to pass at these sorts of tracks, but New Smyrna Speedway, this track can always have some carnage here. So if you're in the back and you manage to get through some wrecks or something, find yourself at the front at the end of this thing, you have a very good shot.
Indeed. Now, but without further ado, let's take a look at your starting lineup. Row 1, we have Mark Sylas, who made it in with his win at Richmond, and Caleb Colburn, who made it in on points. Row 2, Benny Watson, made it in on points, Noah Clifton with his win in Atlanta. Row 3, Jonathan Martin and Robert Crouch. Martin in with his win, and Crouch in with points. Cody Rhodes, Samet Ozkan, both in on points in Row 4. Row 5, Gatlin Downey and Mike Cook, both in on points as well. Row 6, Hunter Blade in with his win at California, Holder with his Vegas win. In row 12, Sebastian Cucalon, Casey Nanako in with points at Pikes Peak, Alexander Jones in with a win from Michigan, Benjamin from Kansas, Ben Jung and Trey Wright both in on points in row 9. In row 10, Alejandro Rodriguez in on points, Aric Jacks a win at Phoenix. And rounding us out at row 11, Zack Winkle, Tripp McGuines. And as the field coming around turns 3 and 4 to round out their pace laps, we are ready to get this thing started. Pace car is in, Sylas on the inside, Colburn on the outside. We are green flag racing at New Smyrna Speedway. Mark Sylas on the inside. He's got Benny Watson coming in on the 21. With him down the back straightaway going into 3. Sylas hanging tough though on the outside. He's going to lead lap 1.
Yeah, that 21 trying to make moves there on the inside of the 5 there.
And around Caleb Colburn he goes. Jonathan Martin now on the inside of the 5. Oh. Now diving to the inside of that 21. A great move by Colburn. Is he going to make it stick?
Real tight in these corners these guys are getting.
Meanwhile, Cody Rhodes going underneath the 8 of Jonathan Martin. That is currently for the 4th position. Looks like he's going to take it. And now go underneath Watson and the 21 on the front straightaway. Watson shuts him off going through turns 1 and 2. Side by side once again. And looks like...
Oh, we see 3 wide back there. They were for a brief moment off of turn 4.
The teammates here side by side, Robert Crouch, Samet Ozkan. Now moving into the picture, we've got Mike Cook. Ooh, caution's out. And here he gets a pile up in turn 3. And oh my goodness, the car is upside down. That's Aric Jacks in the 19. Zack Winkle involved as well. Looks like Ryan Benjamin may have gotten a piece of it also. Look at the whole left side of that car.
These guys just try to find a way to flip everywhere, don't they?
Everywhere. Tripp McGuines, hearing he may have been at the start of it in that 78. We'll have to take a look at the replay here to decipher what happened to bring out this caution. So, as they were headed down the back straightaway, looks like,
You see.
Trey Wright into the back of the 9. He shoots down.
Got
And
3 wide off the corner there, a little
boom!
bit loose.
Right into the
Heavy
inside.
impact.
And
And then they're
Winkle
wrecking
into
again.
the back of Trey. And then
That is a hard impact.
they're gonna spin up into McGuinness and see
just lifted him off the ground
Jacks
there.
get hits up on 2 wheels, then up on top of the back end of Trey Wright. And as Wright gets back going, that's enough momentum to turn the 19 upside down.
Yeah, it's all about the risk going 3 wide in these corners. Isn't the track you really want to go 3 wide as it just narrows off the corner. Then when these guys start wrecking, they have nowhere to go but up, back onto the track and into the turn, causing massive pileups like that.
Vicious contact for those guys. Looks like Jacks might actually still be able to continue. He's currently listed as 1 lap down on our standings, and he is coming up in the lap down lane, so they did get the car turned over and he's back out on track. All 22 cars still on track here at New Smyrna Speedway. Coming around for the final 50 laps. Look at how badly beat up that 19 is. All the dents on the roof and the door, but he's still out there racing and officials are going to let him. Pace car is down onto the pit road. Let's restart this thing and hopefully have a clean run. Green flag is out.
22 got a real good jump there on the restart. And here comes the 5, double 0 there. Looking down on the bottom.
Nose to tail going into turn 3. Looks like Sylas is going to slide up a little bit. Colburn to the inside in that 5. Sylas trying to shut him. He can't do it. Here comes Colburn on the inside.
Side by side, Colburn.
Into 3. He's edging out front by about half a car length. And now
Colburn's going to get the lead. Is he going to be able to clear him off the corner? Yes, he will. Sylas slides a little bit entering the corner. It's going to cost him another spot, actually.
2 by 2 down the back straightaway as Watson comes into the picture, diving underneath the 22. Downey in the 37.
Down to the bottom.
37 and Downey with him. We haven't really talked about him a lot so far in this race, but he is also up there battling for a potential top 5 position tonight. Christian Holder as well. Vegas winner there in the 17. Side by side for the lead indeed. Rhodes on the inside is Trey Wright. Slow car coming off of pit road. It's Colburn, giving up the lead to Cody Rhodes in the 00 for the time being. Onto the front straightaway. He's going to clear the 5. Already a quarter of the way through this race. As we'll look back here. We got a battle for the 6th position between Samet Ozkan and Gatlin Downey. Looks like Austin's going to get the position there as Crouch is moving into the picture in that 40. Meanwhile, we've also got side by side here with Mike Cook and Sebastian Cucalon. That's for the 10th position as we see the 83 of Rodriguez moving into the picture.
Try to get his bumper down in there.
Looks like Cook is going to take the position for the time being ahead of that 99. And now it's going to be side by side for 11th with Rodriguez on the inside. They almost went 3 wide. Cook almost slowed up just enough. Rodriguez going to move into the 10th position. Here comes Alexander Jones. He was a late entry coming into this race. We almost didn't know if he was going to be in. Luckily, he did get that win at the Michigan International Speedway. And
he's 2 by 2, 2 rows deep, 3 rows deep now.
Casey Nanako moving into the picture in that 1 car. One in the closest finish we've had so far at Pikes Peak. At 1/1000th of a second ahead of Samet Ozkan, who is up ahead in the 6th position. Nanako now working his way into the 13th position right now. Meanwhile, the gap up front looks to be shrinking. Oh, side by side right there with Wright. Looks like he's going to get the spot. Side by side up front for the lead. Caleb Colburn on the inside. He's going to take it back from Rhodes.
Benny Watson's there looking for a mistake from either one of these guys.
Rhodes did not get going off turn 4. That might be the break that Watson needs. We will have to see. Slow car ahead. It's Aric Jacks, who just not 15 laps ago was tumbling over on his roof. Still out on the track racing, but holding up the leaders for the time being. Rhodes going to go to the inside.
No.
That was tight. They make it through, though.
They're lucky not to wreck in that corner there.
Absolutely. Watson's falling back a little bit, but that was actually beneficial for Cody Rhodes. You see him right against the bumper of the 5 car going down the back straightaway. Perfect corner for Colburn, trying to stretch away if he can.
Saw 38 back down pit road again.
I wonder if that had something to do with the damage he sustained in the first incident. He went down onto the pit road to try to repair it once again. Meanwhile, Sylas taking a look at Christian Holder in the 17. They're going to go side by side into turn 3, and Sylas in the Toyota on the inside, usually a Dodge, is going to take that position away, or is he? As Holder fights back on the outside, now slips a bit in turn 1 and 2.
Sylas trying to get back up front. Was up in the lead at the very beginning of this race. Really was just falling back ever since.
Started on the pole. He has slipped back a bit, but is working his way back into the picture. Now we see Trey Wright. They're listed in last place, 10 laps down. He's got a car that was upside down ahead of him. That's got to be embarrassing. Halfway through this race, it is Caleb Colburn up front in the 5, Cody Rhodes in 2nd, Benny Watson there in the 3rd position, Mark Sylas 4th, Christian Holder in the 5th position. Looks like they're going to go side by side, so that might change hands. So we got Samet Ozkan there in the 6th position, and they're going to stay 4th and 5th as they are. We have Samet Ozkan in the 6th position, Robert Crouch in 7th, Atlanta winner Noah Clifton there in 8th, Alejandro Rodriguez in 9th, Gatlin Downey rounding out the top 10. In 11th, we have Alexander Jones, Casey Nanako, Ben Jung in the 20, Mike Cook in the 29, Hunter Blade, who won at California Speedway, Sebastian Cucalon in the 99 is in 16th, 17th, Jonathan Martin, 18th, Brian Benjamin, 19th, Zack Winkle, and 20th is Tripp McGuines. 21st, we have Aric Jacks, who's actually ahead of McGuines on the track, but a couple laps down. And in 22nd, can't see him right now, he's probably on pit road again, is Trey Wright in the 38. And you see, indeed, coming off pit road there, look at the damage to the front. They have not been able to push that down yet, but him being up there in between 1st and 2nd, that's going to cost Rhodes some time. You see, he's not able to get underneath.
Rhodes got to be furious with 38 right now, not getting out of the way. Now he's going to duck down and go back into pit road.
But look at the gap that developed over just a little over a second, 1.07 to Caleb Colburn going down the backstretch and into 3. Looks like he's got lap traffic ahead of him. It's the 19 Aric Jacks, but he doesn't get held up nearly as long as Cody Rhodes did. With the 38, you see him coming off pit road again.
And I mean, 1.1 seconds doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're at a track like this, that's got to be like a mile.
Indeed. You see Rhodes going to the inside, trying to fight his way. He actually gained 0.13 seconds that time, but we'll have to see if the 19 held him up at all. This time by, Colburn still ahead. 1.26 seconds, so he did lose some time with the lap car in the way. But speaking of lap cars, we've got one ahead of Colburn right now. It's the 78 of McGuinness. We'll see if Rhodes can close in at all. Holder behind him in third. Then we have Watson and Sylas there battling for fourth and fifth down this back straightaway. And Colburn looks like he is going to get held up by the 78.
McGuinness not getting out of the way.
Couldn't quite get there off turn two. Now they're side by side. McGuinness is going to let him by.
We're going to see how much of a how much this has held up the leader. I think it's held him up a little bit.
0.87 seconds, so it has closed.
About 2/10 he lost there.
We're coming around for 16 laps to go. There may be enough time for Rhodes to make that up, but with McGuinness still there in front of him, I don't know how much of a chance he has.
Yeah, if I was Rhodes right now, I'd be banking on a caution at this point, because, I mean, you got about 15 laps to go to make up close to a second. It's just not feasible unless the 5 has a major issue or someone in front of them.
And it's not,
the 5 goes way up high.
He's gonna keep going now. The gap is 0.95 ahead of the double O. We'll see what it is this time as they hit 14 laps to go. It is 0.81, so now Rhodes is closing a bit as they're on the open track now. But not just lap cars is what they have to worry about. Look at Christian Holder closing in on the back end of the double O, so he could have a battle to worry about with a lead lap car as well when trying to get back to the front, because we know Holder wants to finish as high as he can if he doesn't win, and we know Rhodes wants to get up there. They can't have it both ways. Coming around for 11 laps to go. Colburn led the last time by 0.82 seconds. This time by, it's 0.85, so Rhodes slipped a little bit. Might be running out of time. 10 laps to go. .80 that time, so he closed in a bit, but he's been inconsistent with lap times. He slipped a bit going out of turn 4. That's going to hurt him big time. Sticking on the low line, another lap car ahead seemingly. That is the 19 of Jacks again, so this could be beneficial for Rhodes, but he's also got battling with Christian Holder about to manifest as the 17 moves into position. Coming to 7 laps to go.
He's going to get out of the way there, actually. 5. However, he's going to mess up his entry into turn 3.
Holder into the outside wall off turn 2. He's going to keep it going, but he lost all time he made up on Cody Rhodes. And speaking of time made up, held up by the 19. That's pretty much going to seal it, coming to 5 to go this next time.
Dominating performance by Colburn.
He has led the most laps so far in that Cheez-It Chevy. Now another lap car ahead. I don't know if it's going to provide enough time for Rhodes to get back to the lead to try to take this away. 4 laps to go. I think Winkle's ahead just enough where Colburn won't have to worry about anything. And at this point, if the caution came out now, the race would be over. If we were within 6 laps to go, we'd have a shot to do a 1 or 2 lap shootout. But once you get to 5 or less, you can't really have a caution come out where you have a chance of restarting. It's usually going to end under caution, and especially now, 2 laps to go. We'll see what the gap is. It was 1.24 last time. This time it was 1.24 again, so he didn't gain any time. And Colburn's just scooting away as he sees the white flag. One more time around New Smyrna Speedway. Colburn has not had a good season, or the season he desired so far. Now as he comes out of turn 4, a statement win for Caleb Colburn on the high banks of New Smyrna Speedway.
Absolutely great win for the number 5 team. You know, not had the best season. Coming out with this win here on a short track, really making a statement on what this team can do.
That might be the boost of confidence Caleb Colburn needs. Not necessarily not a point race here, but going into the rest of the point races this season, we have 8 races left with Talladega next. Boy, is it going to be exciting to see what that 5 team could do. We have your finishing results here. We have Caleb Colburn first, Cody Rhodes in the 2nd position, Christian Holger 3rd, Alejandro Rodriguez moved up to the 4th position there, not 83, good run for him. Mark Sylas in the 22 and 5th, Noah Clifton, the Atlanta winner, in 6th, Gatlin Downey putting that 37 in the 7th position, great run for him. Benny Watson there in the 21 in the 8th position. 9th position we have Robert Crouch in the 40, and rounding out the top 10, Ben Jung in the 20. In 11th we have Alexander Jones, who won at Michigan. In 12th we have Sebastian Cucalon in the 99. 13th Casey Nanako in the 1. Samet Ozkan in the 42 and 14th. Jonathan Martin moved up to 15th in that 8 car. 16th, Hunter Blade in the 12. 17th, we had Mike Cook in the 29. 18th, we had Ryan Benjamin in the 9. 19th, Zack Winkle in the 70. And 20th was the first car a lap down. It was Tripp McGuines in the 78. 21st, we had Aric Jacks in the 19. And rounding us out in 22nd, 23 laps down, was Trey Wright. So, with this race coming to a close, what did you think of it?
I mean, it's a lot of what we expected, you know, people trying to take the bottom, high side not really working, and front runner managed to pull out a win. I mean, really nothing that we didn't expect. Dominating performance by the 5 team. Absolutely great race for them.
Great short track racing we saw tonight. It was a lot of fun to commentate with you. Thank you very much for joining me, Shane. It's been a pleasure. And thank you all for watching at home. Glad to have you here. We'll see you the next race at Talladega. Until then, I hope you all are staying safe. Take care of yourselves. Keep yourselves clean. Take care of your family. Get your supplies together. And y'all have a good one.